Hello and welcome to my first ever foray into the YouTube. My name is Sean, sometimes called the Beast. Now I'm filming this as a congratulations to the oracle of all things dirty, filthy and horrible, a certain Mr. Mark G with a C, for surpassing 2,000 subscribers. Hell of an achievement, hell of a bloke, and the guy that sort of set me on the dark and disgusting path into death metal. Before we go on, he also has a fantastic taste in ale, so cheers Mark. Mark's giveaway consists of 3 questions. See no evil, hear no evil and speak no evil. Reason I keep looking down there is that's where my notes are. See no evil is 2 albums where the actual artwork enhances your listening enjoyment, or if you see it posted on social media you think, yeah, I'm going to spin that. So here's my first 2. The first record that I ever suddenly thought, oh, this heavy metal stuff is alright, was this one. Quite an iconic album for a 15-year-old, 14-year-old beast. When I heard it, all of a sudden I knew where I wanted to be listening to. So probably not their greatest album cover, Somewhere in Time, Power Slave. However, for sentimental reasons, this one will always be my #1 Iron Maiden album. In fact, probably always be in my top 5 albums of all time. It's not flawless, but I'm in, and it's what got me into it, so there you go. Next up is a completely different style of metal, but the artwork is incredible. The band in question are called Seth, and the album is called Le Monsieur de Cri. Christ, it's in French, I don't know, I don't speak French. But the artwork is when Notre Dame, the church, chapel, wherever it is, caught onto flames, and it was absolutely devastating for the people of France. Now, the album in itself is an absolute work of art. Black metal, start to finish, it's just flawless. The artwork itself, when you're looking at it, you just think, wow. Now it is a gatefold. On the back of it is a stained glass window. I'm assuming it was part of the church at some point until it melted, you know. But yeah, brilliant album. Don't see it getting much love on the VC, but yeah, absolutely fantastic artwork and a great album. The second part of the competition giveaway type thing was Hear No Evil. Now this is 2 albums that you will never ever take anybody slating them, not being nice to them, slagging them off, whatever you want to say. My first one is a doom metal album by the band Frail. Now the album title is 1692, which relates to the Salem witch trials. Female fronted. This is an 11 out of 10 album for me. From start to finish, it's haunting, it's melodic, it's got riffs, it's got hooks and little quirks and nuances. I still play this. It came out in 2020. I still play this at least once a week without fail. It is absolutely incredible. If you haven't heard it, you're probably missing out. So give it a listen. If you don't like it, just don't tell me you don't like it, because I do. So second one is an album I was put onto by Liam, the Death Doom Metalhead. Again, it's a doom metal album, and the subject matter is horrendous. And if there's anybody that does finally watch this who have any religious leanings, that's down to you. The album is called Carnal Confessions, and the band are called Funeral Fuck. This came out in 2019, and again, from start to finish, this is an 11, probably even a 12 out of 10 album. It is, without doubt, an album, once you put it on, it's impossible to turn off until you hear it all. It's got something different every time you listen to it. And again, this is one that gets played probably 3 times a week, every week, because it is just blows you away. If you've never heard it, and it was an absolute bitch to track down on vinyl as well, so cheers for that, Liam. If you've never heard it, I would highly recommend you listen to it, because it is such a fantastic work of art. Is it? Could it be classed as? Well, I think it is. So yeah, get it in your ears. Now the final part of Mark's giveaway was Speak No Evil, and what he wanted was 2 albums that had been either suggested by himself or suggested by another member of the VC. So obviously we had to go with Mark, and obviously if I'd have done this video and not include something that was absolutely dripping in HM2 filth, then I wouldn't really been, it's not worthy, am I? You know. So this is Disrupted, and the album's name is Pure Death. Now this came out in 2020, it's their 2nd album, and it's just wall to wall, dirty, filthy, horrible death metal. On the cover, the top of the guillotine is actually the knobs and dials and twiddly bits, I'm not a musician, that of a HM2 Boss pedal, which, yeah, I think it's kind of quirky. But yeah, this album, from start to finish, Mark mentions the riff face quite often, relating to certain bands and certain albums. This one doesn't just make you do the riff face, this gives you the claw of death and the rip face and the growls, and it's impossible to sit still to when you're listening to it. It is probably in my top 10 death metal albums. And when you think how long death metal's been going, even though I'm a relative novice to the whole genre, get it in you. You will love this a lot. If you like death metal and dirty, filthy, horrible shit. So the final one, again, was a suggestion by Mark, and considering I consider myself a bit of a thrash head more than any other genre, I'd never even heard of this band till I saw Mark showing it one day. Now, the band is Mean Streak. The album is called Roadkill, and it came out in 1988. All female band, and if you're one of these people that say, no, women can't do metal, listen to this. These girls thrash the bollocks off, literally. It's got riffs, it's got melody, it's got drumming. Well, obviously it's music, but it fits the thrash genre a lot better than some of these so-called quality thrash bands. Now I believe it was one and done, which is a shame. No idea if the ladies are planning on coming back together and doing a relaunch or whatever, but yeah, if you get the chance and you're feeling a nostalgia for thrash before it went, well, wherever it went, give it a shout. Give it a listen even. It's a very, very underrated album, and again, it's one that passed me by for years and years and years, until that Mark G with a C bloke stuck it on one of his videos one day. Well, probably not the most professionally shot video you've ever heard or seen, if anybody even watches it. In the background, an album that fills all 3 categories quite simply, and this is a 15 out of 10 album, and I'm not just saying it because Mark just happens to play guitar, you know. This album is how do you describe it without sounding like you're kissing Mark's ass? It's flawless. Simple as that. That's all you need to know. If you haven't heard it, then you need to crawl up whatever your rocky you've been sat under and track it down. Enchantment. Cold Soul Embrace. Absolute quality from start to finish. Obviously. So, that's it. I don't know if this will become a regular thing. It might just be a one-off because I got sick of people in the VC bullying me into doing one. Cheers again, Mark. Thoroughly deserved. Looking forward to meeting you at another gig soon because it's been a while now. And Beast. First time ever. Might be the last. Who knows. Cheers everyone.